And I often talk about this in that we can't truly. Now, here's where we can define self-confidence in a few different ways, depending on maybe who I'm talking to, depending on how a lack of self-confidence is showing up in your life. So you might hear it like, if we're working on self-confidence, I'm working on my ability to trust myself. I'm working on knowing my self-worth, my full value that I bring to the table because I know that I am valuable. It might involve learning how to like ourselves and love ourselves, practicing self-love, self-compassion. All of these things are kind of talking about this same thing, this ability to know, like, love, trust yourself, and be confident in who you are. That is just a separate journey and personal development, professional development journey that one must go on if you truly want to show up as a fierce, confident leader. Because I will say, I have seen, here's what some people then will think confidence is. If I'm leading a team, I'm leading whatever I'm leading, whatever I want to show up as a leader, but I feel doubtful, I'm second guessing myself, but I don't want anyone to see that. People will puff up their chests. They will, out of an act of like our egos, will be like, well, I'm the expert on that. I know everything about that. I'll take care of that. Oh, I can handle that. Oh, I will do that. Because we fall into this trap that we think being confident could either mean that must mean I'm the expert, I know it all, I've been there, I've done that, see, I'm confident, I've got this, and that's not what I'm talking about. Showing up as a fierce leader is actually being so self-aware that you know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, you know what qualities you bring to the table. You also know areas that you're going to need help with. You may have a good pulse on the overall big picture. Maybe you're really good at looking at a process and seeing where things to be more efficient. Maybe you are self-aware enough where you know, ooh, that conversation didn't go well with this person. How could I have handled that better? But you ask these questions because you're also not thinking like, oh no, what is everybody thinking of me? And I'm not saying that's a very human response. It is normal for us to worry what others are thinking. Or maybe what I should say is it's common, but that doesn't mean we have to accept that as the norm. If we start asking better questions, less about what do they think of me and more self-aware questions of how could I have shown up to that differently? How could I have reacted to that differently? How could I show up differently next time? But these types of questions come from someone who is more self-aware, more self-confident, trusts themselves to be able to see the bigger picture, and also trusts themselves enough, as I mentioned before, to know, ooh, I feel like I'm hitting a blind spot here. I need to ask for some guidance, ask for some mentorship, ask for some help, because I feel like I need to get another perspective on this. That takes a level of self-confidence, self-awareness, and self-trust. So, I really wanted to break down that topic. That is the kind of confidence that I love helping other women build. I have been on my own journey and how to pull out my own self-confidence, and it is a journey and it's pulling at all the layers, but I promise you it is so worth it. And like I mentioned, even if you're someone where you're like, okay, Maria, I'm listening to this, and also I know my confidence is that I am working on being confident in a certain skill set. There is something that I'm trying to get better at. And that's great. And I would also always impart on you that, yes, I still want you to take the time to learn that necessary skill set so that you can become more confident in it. But just know that you will never regret also deep diving into your own self-discovery journey, getting to know yourself better so that you can also up your overall self-confidence, your overall self-love, your ability to be compassionate about yourself. just know that that skill set, that ability, tapping into that level of trust, that is how you show up and shine and have unshakable confidence. Not because you're a know-it-all, not because you're an expert, but because you've just done the work to be that confident in yourself. And that's a journey.